I'm very pleased to be here today and to introduce our fabulous students, Cassie Romaine, Noah Severino, Stephen Smits, and Jack Bonus. Also joining us today is our superintendent, Mrs. Terry Blair. And I want to talk a bit about, about our journey. Our Students as Researchers project was born out of years of uncovering differences and sharing best practices with our Near North Student Senate. Near North has 7 secondary schools, reaching as far east to Mattawa, west to Sturgeon Falls, North Bay and Almaguin areas, and down to Parry Sound. The Near North Student Senate has 1 representative from each one of the 7 secondary schools, and we also elect a student trustee to sit on our board of trustees. Over the years, 3 central issues have emerged. 1, how can we connect with each other and overcome our vast geographical differences? 2, how can we reach our students at risk and make them involved in student life? And 3, are students more successful with credit accumulation and graduation rates when they are involved in extracurriculars? This is our Senate from last year. Our Students as Researchers Near North group was our student senate, so each one of the 7 schools participated. And instead of looking for a project for individual schools, we decided to work together as a board. And I can tell you that our students work fabulously together. We understand that we are a connected learning network, I think much more than adults do. Included in this picture is a sample of our poster that we used to promote our survey. We created a QR code because most students have access or have their own smartphone, and we thought that that would be a very quick and effective, convenient way for students to click and then be able to take our survey.
Our focus of our 3 central issues prompted us to dig a little deeper. In 2009, the Ministry of Education invited the Near North Board with an opportunity to engage our at-risk students and proven student leaders to attend a conference at the Ontario Educational Leadership Centre. That experience ignited the Near North Student Senate to create our own unique series of leadership conferences that focus on engaging at-risk students, celebrating proven student leaders, and connecting students and staff as a board to tackle issues that affect us all. Established demonstrated leaders and emerging at-risk leaders totaling over 500 student participants and 30 staff participants continue to grow and evolve today.
Our central issues needed teeth. We wanted to bring our observations and articulations to the principal group, to teachers, and to the board so that we could effectively arm those who are decision makers with the information they need to help facilitate change. Through the Students as Researchers process, our Near North Student Senate pushed the boundaries of observations from our conferences to data. We thought we knew what the students needed, but we didn't have the data to back us up.
Our topic was, what else did you do at school today? Socially engaging the Near North District School Board. Ethics approval was a process that our executive council had not walked through before. Lots of learning for both the students and senior administration. Approval was given on April 12, 2012. For our data collection, it was important for us to get the voice of the at-risk students, focus groups, 7 secondary school teachers met with at-risk students to walk through a 10-question survey on why they didn't participate in extracurriculars. We also wanted to see why students did participate and assumed that if we post an online survey, the most likely students to complete the survey would be those who are mostly involved. We wanted both ends of the spectrum so we could see the extremes of both sides of the data. Any student under 16 years of age had to have a consent form signed by the parent or guardian to participate. We had 57 focus group respondents and 182 online survey respondents. We had representation from each of the secondary schools to participate.
We encountered some significant barriers that we uncovered were issues that we assumed from our observations about why students don't participate. However, we also uncovered issues that we did not realize existed. We expected to see some transitional barriers in participation between grade 8 into grade 9. We did not expect to see such a dramatic gap in participation from grade 9 in through to 10, 11, 12. 72.5% of students surveyed participated in extracurriculars in grade 9, and that number of participants dropped to 59.2% in grade 10 through 12. We really wanted to examine what happened, to turn off those students in grade 9 once they were already in our schools. Some of those past experiences, or the what happened, students who were surveyed outlined that they had some negative experiences, injuries, or simply too embarrassed to try out. Some of the quotes that students submitted as an explanation on the surveys of why they did not participate in extracurriculars were heartbreaking, citing bad relationships with coaches, not enough money to play, not good enough to join, and a coach told me I was too fat to play.
Coming from this data, a teacher from Ottawa attended OELC, the Ontario Educational Leadership Centre, with her students this past year and heard about our findings and what we found within our own board, and she brought that back to Ottawa with her. She held tryouts for a soccer team, and she also had auditions for a talent show. Before posting up the list for the soccer team of the players who made it, she called all of the students who did not make it onto the team into a room, told them what they needed to work on to improve for the year after, in hopes that they would make the team next year. As well, for the talent show, she brought all of the students who auditioned for that show into the gymnasium, had a discussion about why she chose the acts that she did, and that way the students know that it's not because they're not talented that they did not make the show. It was just because there was only a certain number of acts that were allowed. This shows that not only our research is being implemented in our board and affecting us, but it is also being implemented province-wide. Through our data collection and analysis, we learned that what we needed to change. We call this literally the game changers, in order to maximize our students' participation in extracurriculars. We found out that our students want more individual sports, non-traditional sports such as skateboarding, karate, kickboxing, and dance, and having some flexibility in schedules, so with practice and game times. Ultimately, they want to have fun, have a family-type feeling to their extracurricular, stay active, stay out of trouble, and gain a higher self-esteem.
In less than 1 year, we have managed to use student research and data collection in the following ways. Through transitional activities, the Near North Student Senate Students as Researchers, October 2012, All Aboard the Leadership, Spring 2013, football camps, secondary school SACs, running events at feeder schools, and Zumba classes as transitional activities for grade 8 girls.
We've also strengthened some of our mentorship program through our peer tutoring programs. We have our grade 11 and 12 students working in our student success centers within our schools, aiding the at-risk grade 9 and 10 students who are at risk of losing a credit to gain that credit. And from that course, we also have an IDC course, which is a leadership course, which allows grade 12 students to get a university credit while picking specific things that they're passionate about and things that they're interested in and implementing it within their own schools. We also have a program that's set up at West Ferris Secondary School in North Bay called the Trojans in Black program, where they chose 30 grade 12 students based on academics and their proven leadership within the school to wear black with their uniforms so that any student in grade 9, transitional, junior student, whomever, can pick them out from a crowd and go to them if they need any assistance.
The TIBs, or Trojans in Black, taught a How to Make It Through Exam seminar. They are currently working on a healthy relationships campaign that kicks off on Valentine's Day to bring awareness on issues to complicated relationships in high school with a focus on social media. A couple of our high schools have conducted town hall meetings in regards to the lack of extracurriculars.
We also promote existing programs like Discovery Days, Take Your Grade 8 High School Day, Parent Information Night with student leaders.
And probably the most significant venture forward is the fact that there's a strengthening partnership between students and the administration. Principals should be meeting with their student leaders at least twice a semester, if not weekly, would be great. They should be communicating as a family of schools, so that any opportunities for students to get involved with their feeder schools to go run activities, that students are aware of this. We model in Student Senate the activities and ideas and highlights from our individual schools. So we want the principals to model that as well. So our focus on the future. When Near North Student Senate hosted our regional Students as Researchers Forum this past October in Mattawa, we uncovered a whole new level by digging deeper into our data from our original project back in February. The question has now emerged. How does the relationship between students and teachers impact the success and achievement of students? We know that there is a significant link. We also know, and now we are armed with the tools to gather this data to inform others. Similarly, we have an opportunity this year to work on a board-level project rooted in equity and inclusion, where our students will be project leaders collecting data about students' race, sexual orientation, background, to see if our hiring practices match our student populace. We know that the likelihood of students being successful when they have a teacher mentor whom they can see themselves within. And as we move forward, students will continue to be partners in this process. And the student voice in the Near North Board is stronger than ever. Thank you.